Hello children and welcome to the session today. So we are going to explore some more aspects of food that we studied in the previous chapter in our previous section. Let us today learn from chapter number 2 about components of food. Let us learn about carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, water and roughage. Let us also understand what are the common testing methods for these common foods and what do you mean by a balanced diet and what are deficiency diseases. So here as we can see on our screen, there are some sources of food that are a part of our daily diet. So we can see here rice, wheat, sugar and potato. What are these? These are carbohydrate-rich foods. What are carbohydrates? They are energy-giving foods. So basically, people who do a lot of exercise, the people who do work like the rickshaw pullers or the laborers, they need a lot of carbohydrates to get energy. Carbohydrates are actually the cheapest source of energy. Coming next to another source of energy, which gives a little more energy than carbohydrates. These are fats. And where do you find fats? You find fats in nuts like groundnut, in oil and in butter. Children, fats are good to eat in winters. Why? Because they keep our body warm. Coming next to proteins. Proteins are known as bodybuilding foods. Let us watch a video to understand more about proteins. Proteins are bodybuilding foods. They are necessary for the growth of body, to repair worn out cells. Growing children and pregnant women require more proteins. Pulses, meat, fish, eggs and paneer are rich in proteins. To test the presence of proteins, take the egg white of a boiled egg and mash it. Add some water to it. Pour a little of this suspension in a test tube. Add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of caustic soda with the help of a dropper. The solution will turn violet, indicating the presence of protein in the food item. Vitamins and minerals are called protective foods. They are required in very small quantities by the body but are essential for the growth and maintenance of the body. So, through the video, we understood that proteins are bodybuilding food and vitamins and minerals are protective foods. So, we now understand why we need to take a lot of protein, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits so that we remain strong. Children, would you believe that water is also a very essential part of the human diet? Did you drink enough water today? So, what happens when you don't take enough water? You tend to eat more because you are not able to identify thirst from hunger. This is the first problem. You eat more and you gain more weight. Another problem that happens is the body functions begin to alter. Why? Because water helps the body to perform functions like digestion, excretion, etc. This basically dissolves the nutrients, and excretion is the process where all the toxic material is drained out of the body. So imagine if the water intake is less, what is going to happen? The bulk of toxins inside your body is going to continue being built up. Then it keeps your body cool through sweating. It helps in blood circulation and it helps in maintaining the body temperature. You must have noticed in summers, when you're feeling very hot, the moment you have water, you feel relaxed. Just like water, roughage is also very important in our diet. And where do we get roughage from? We get roughage from nuts and salads. So here are some examples of almonds, cabbage, spinach and beans. So what are these? Rich in roughage. Now children, there is a simple test for nutrients There is a test for carbohydrates, which includes starch and sugar, a test for proteins that we've already watched in the video, and a test for fats. Do conduct these experiments with the help of your teacher. Now, all these ingredients that we've been studying together, all these put together on one plate make up a balanced diet. So, a balanced diet is a diet which provides equal amount of nutrients in the right quantity. No one nutrient should be in excess. A balanced diet is different for different people. So, for example, a child will need more proteins because the child is growing. A pregnant woman will also need more protein because the pregnant body is nourishing a child inside it. Then a laborer will need more amount of carbohydrates. And a clerk or a person doing a sitting job will need less of energy-rich foods like carbohydrates and fats. So, what are the advantages of a balanced diet? Vitamins and minerals in the balanced diet boost our immunity. They are good for healthy growth of children. Healthy diet protects the body against many diseases. And healthy diets contribute to adequate body weight. So, if you're eating a healthy diet, you are not going to grow fat or obese. Healthy diet also ensures that you have a better mood and higher energy levels. And you have improved memory and brain health. Now, this was about balanced diet. Now, what happens if you do not take balanced diet? So, when you're not taking a balanced diet, some or the other nutrient in your diet is going to fall short. So, what will happen when you're not taking the nutrients properly? A deficiency of that nutrient will develop. And then what will happen? A disease will begin to form in your body. And this is known as a deficiency disease. Now, deficiency diseases are of many types. They are due to the lack of carbohydrates, they are also due to a lack of proteins, and they may also be due to the lack of carbohydrates and proteins. Let us watch a video to understand the same. Deficiency diseases are caused due to lack of carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins or minerals in the diet. The deficiency of proteins in the diet causes kwashiorkor. The person suffering from kwashiorkor shows stunted growth. The skin becomes dry and the scalp hair become reddish. The deficiency of proteins and carbohydrates causes marasmus. It is common in children. The body becomes very lean, thin and wrinkled. The ribs become visible. So children, your book clearly outlines the differences between kwashiorkor and marasmus. Please read them to understand them better. Now let us understand what happens when we develop vitamin deficiency. So as we know, there are a number of vitamins that are required by the body. And each of this vitamin has a specific function. So what will happen when that vitamin is in less quantity? The particular function will get hampered. Let's look at the chart here. So vitamin A, the deficiency leads to night blindness because vitamin A is required for good eyesight. And what happens? Poor vision in dim light. Vitamin B deficiency leads to beriberi. This leads to weak muscles and nerves. The deficiency of vitamin C leads to scurvy, which causes bleeding gums. Deficiency of vitamin D, which is very important for bones, leads to rickets, which causes soft and deformed bones. Deficiency of vitamin E leads to anemia, which decreases the red blood cells. Vitamin K is important for clotting of blood. So when vitamin K reduces, excessive bleeding takes place from cuts and injuries, and there is delay in clotting of blood. Now, other than these children, a disease called goiter, it occurs due to the deficiency of the mineral iodine. What happens? The thyroid gland, the gland that is situated in your neck area, begins to get swollen. And how do you avoid goiter? You avoid goiter by eating iodine-enriched salt and of course seafood. So children, in this chapter you have learnt about energy giving, bodybuilding and protective foods. You have also understood why these are required in the right amount in the diet. And third and most important, you have understood that these together protect you from various diseases. Time to get into the question and answers and understand the chapter better. Thank you.